everybody, I'm Joey and I'm here to show you some ideas for how to use some new Sale-a-bration paper. And if you don't know what Sale-a-bration is, it's a Stampin' Up! Event that's going on right now. Just started, today's the first day, where you can earn a free product with every $50 that you purchase. So it is hard to see designer series paper in the catalog. They just never come across. Okay, I'm seeing a weird thing here. Maggie, are you here? I see it gave me a notification, but now it's being kind of weird. So I'm not sure if I have everything going the way I'm supposed to. It said you wanted to come on screen. Okay, it said you wanted to come on screen, Maggie. Is that true? Let me pull up my video, get all my equipment going here. Here's my, thanks for sharing, Kay. Thanks, Kelly. Everybody's getting going, so at least I see my friends are joining, so that means, make sure I'm not having my phone clamping the emergency, calling the emergency people, which I did a week or two ago. So let me just pull myself up here on my laptop as well, because that's where I see your comments, because once I turn the screen down, I won't be able to see your comments anymore. So I just have to get everything going. There I go. Okay, good deal. Okay, hi Pam. Oh, is that live video? Okay. Okay, Maggie, I see you. And Pam, perfect. Okay. I think we're in business, although my screen on my laptop froze. Already, you know, all these joyful things that happen on Facebook Live. All right, I'm actually anxious to get started. Hi, Debbie. Nice to see you join tonight. I think we're ready. Let's just go ahead and get started stamping. Here we go. I'm gonna, if the toolbar works, it's weird being back on Facebook. I'm wondering if the toolbar is gonna work. Ah, it is. All my tools are there. So I'm gonna go upside down and then you'll be right side up. So hang on a second and I'll turn you down. Hopefully you're kind of halfway in the vision of what we've got going on. Yeah, looks like, well, we did pretty good. Maybe we're actually all set to go. All right, welcome everybody. I'm so glad to see you. If you haven't joined me, here's my tea. I'm gonna get that out of the way. I have hot tea going because I had COVID just before Christmas and I was in the hospital 5 days. And I'm not completely recovered. I still have a cough and I have a lot of fatigue. But, you know, life goes on. You just can't sit around and lay around day in and day out every day. So I've been crafting with some new products and I'm anxious to share those with you. Okay, thank you, Pam. I'm happy to come back too. Hi, Pam, and Pam Simmons too. Pam Reith and Pam Simmons. Okay, good. All right, awesome, everybody. And thanks for sharing. That helps other people see what you're seeing too, and it helps me grow and also helps other people find some crafting buddies to spend some time with online or, you know, even sometimes in person. All right, anyway, enough talking. This is the new Sale-a-bration catalog. I can finally open it for you. And this is the new mini catalog. We're going to use some products in both, but what I'm really highlighting is some of the paper because I think it's so hard to see designer series paper in the catalog and actually see what it looks like. So we're on page 6 of the Sale-a-bration catalog. If you don't have these catalogs and you'd like to have them and you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd be happy to help get them to you. So just message me and let me know. And I will, sorry, I'm getting distracted reading my comments. I just don't want to miss any. Pam, you and Kay know each other? I didn't know that. That's really fun because I know Pamela's in Missouri, but I know you're not. You're in North Carolina, aren't you? Just trying to think through where you're from. All right, anyway, enough chit-chatting. So this is called the Dainty Flowers Designer Series Paper. And let me kind of get this out of the way for a minute here. I'll bring it back, but then actually show you the paper. So I've cut, it comes in 12 by 12, but I have cut mine down to 6 by 6. So there's, as most of Stampin' Up! Paper does, there's usually a bold design on one side. I'm calling these flowers bold. So these are wildflowers, and they're meant to look like wildflowers. They're pretty realistic to the flowers. And then, so there's those pages of those. And then this one, I probably should show you the 12 by 12 of this one. So hang on a second. Because you can't get the full effect of it without seeing the full 12 by 12. So this is the 12 by 12 paper, and it has these flowers at the bottom and at the top. So it makes it really easy for card design. We're going to use this one tonight in our project. So you can't really tell what that looks like for a 6 by 6 in a 6 by 6 sample. And then there's one other one I want to show you, the full sheet, the 12 by 12 sheet. Sorry, I should have had this out for you. Thank you, Debbie. Yes, I'm doing better. I have cough drops in my pocket, my jean pockets, and I have a hot tea because if I start coughing, you guys, I don't know, I'll probably have to stop and come back because it just doesn't quit once it starts, and it's really deep in my lungs. Anyway, you don't need to hear about all that, but I'm just telling you, if I do start coughing, I'm going to try to prevent it with hot tea and cough drops, but hopefully we won't have any problems. But isn't this pretty? So pretty. I made one card like using this. I'll just show you. I kind of ended up covering up the paper on this one, but we're going to make a calendar card tonight. This is not the one we're making, but these are easel cards. This is one that goes obviously horizontal. The one we're going to make goes vertical, and they're just nice to give this time of year. And as you can see, it's not very thick, so this can go in a regular envelope. I will put an extra stamp on this. What I do actually is I buy 1 ounce stamps. Oh, I didn't show you the back of these. I might be a little spacey tonight, my friends. I'll try and be organized. And isn't this pretty? I'm so anxious to create something with that. I almost used it as the background on this card. And then this beautiful pink flowers. You know, me and pink. It's my favorite color. And then they have combined these with Orchid Oasis and Night of Navy. So those two colors are in this paper. I love this Fresh Freesia polka dot. And then there's another one of those watercolor splatter sheets, which I love. And then this is the back of this paper, and it has the green ferns and wildflowers that are just in like saffron or just a soft color. So that gives you some idea of the paper. I think it's just so much easier to see it. I know we're not live together in person. I mean, we're live together, but we're not in person. So I just wanted to show some of these designer series papers tonight. Now in the coming weeks, I'll probably focus on one stamp set or bundle, even in the new mini catalog, and then how you can combine it with Sale-a-bration. But for tonight, I think we're going to just focus on the paper, even though I forgot to show you one thing. So let me bring these back. This stamp, these flowers, the Dainty Flowers, that's the name of the DSP. It coordinates with the Dainty Delight bundle, and that's on page 55 of our mini catalog here. This is a new spring one. It's got a purple cover. Most of you have seen that if you're a stamper. If you're not a stamper, you might think, well, I've never seen that before. So this is the the stamp set. It's on page 55. The stamp set is Dandy Delight. You can buy just the stamps, or you can buy the stamps and the dies for $54.75. Let me show you. That's the bundle price. That's 10% off if you would buy them singly. Let me show you the dies quickly. So I did use a couple of them on that card I just showed you. These are kind of hard to see. This goes over this flower, and then these dies, these cut out these guys, these three images. And then there's a lot of extra ones that just show, that are just like, here's a wildflower daisy, then here's a wildflower stem, then some little blossoms, some leaves. There's double sets of those, and then there's more greenery. I honestly don't know what this one is. I haven't cut it out yet. Maybe moss or grass or something like that. But that's the basic outlay of the dies. We are going to use one tonight. I did use a couple of them on that calendar I showed you already. Let me just pull that out once more. So these are two of those dies. This is that group of flowers that's all in one die. And then the little leaves. Now, I probably could have added a lot more leaves. I just had these actually on my desk, and I thought, oh, I think those would go good on my calendar card. So that's those. But those are from the Dainty Flowers, Dainty Delight bundle. So this is the number for the bundle, 160675. Now be careful when you order this that you don't do this number unless you just want the stamps. If you just want the stamps, this is the number. But look down a little bit farther if you want both the stamps and the dies to find the bundle number. So that's 160675. Or you can just buy the dies. But I always get both. Well, I shouldn't say always. 99% of the time I get both the bundle or I get both the stamps and the dies, so I get the bundle. All right, let's dig into this and let's make this cute little card. You guys can do this. Hi, Kathy. Oh, I'm so glad you're joining. I love this DSP. Pam says, I understand you're coughing ahead the first week of September. Really? Oh, Pam, that is not good news. She says she's just getting over it. So you had COVID, Pam, or you just had a bad cough the first week in September? Okay, I'll give you some good news. Got to take a little sip of my tea here. My doctor said, so I landed in the hospital because of, I have a heart condition. It's a very rare one. It's called Takotsubo syndrome, but the layman's language for it is called broken heart syndrome. This is 3 3/4 by 5. By the way, if you put in an order tonight for $35 or more using this host code, you'll get the supplies for the projects I'm going to make for you tonight. If you put in a $50 order, you'll get the card supplies and you'll get a celebration choice. If you put in an order of $75 or more using the host code, I will send you all the card supplies, the PDF, and if you spend $50, you also get the PDF tutorial. If you spend $75, you get the card supplies, the PDF tutorial, a celebration choice, and I will also send you a pack of these In Color Opal Rounds. We're going to use these tonight. So I'm trying to make it, give you some extra perks for being loyal customers and being my customers. So anyway, we'll use some of these. I'm going to use up some that I've started already. So this is what's important about this to make a calendar card the way we're going to do it tonight. So I scored it normally. So normally we score a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of paper at 5 1/2, and I have done that. If I go over here, that makes more sense. Okay, so I scored it at 5 1/2, you can see here, and I also scored it halfway at the halfway point between these two sides. So that is 2 3/4. So we have two scores here, one at 2 3/4 and one at 5. Whoops. How do I want this? I want this like this. Yeah. Well, that's one way to do it. Is that right? Yeah. I made this several days ago. You know, yeah, you have to understand once you're watching me that I didn't make it this morning. That doesn't even mean I would remember it then either, but you know. Actually, no. Well, I was kind of right. So let's unfold it from what we had it before, and then we're going to have it flat like this. And then what we're going to want to do is to just put adhesive on the bottom so it doesn't stick to the top. But let's do a little decorating first before we do that. Let me pull out. I did do most of the die cutting because we're doing multiple projects tonight, and I just didn't want you to have to sit and watch me die cut. If you have not seen die cutting and you're like, well, I have no clue what that is, stay with me because I'm going to do a little die cutting in a moment. For the last project, I think we'll do some die cutting. Okay, for this card, we're also going to put a little bit of a little white piece on the inside so we can write on it, because it actually is a card that you can write on. My blue one I put designer series paper on the inside, but you can still write on this. It's light enough to write on it because I intend for these to be gifts for my customers and my friends that I'm sending cards to. This first part of January, I'm going to make these calendar cards. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this in. Hi, Kay. Yes, it's so pretty, isn't it? Hi, Carol. Hi, Judy. This paper is so pretty. And, okay, I'll be honest. I love flowers, and I pretty much get every paper that has flowers in it. But I'm not a big into, shall I just say, I'm not big into these tiny little flowers. I think they're beautiful, and I've seen so many beautiful things with them. I don't know what it is. I think because I have to color little tiny spaces if I'm going to color them, maybe that's it. But I hesitated on this stamp set just a little bit until I looked at the paper, and then I also was seeing some samples online, and I went, oh, I really like it. So I have it. All right, let's go ahead, and we're going to use that stamp set that I was talking about, the Dainty Delight one. It's this one, and we're going to use the Best Is Yet to Come because I thought that was nice for a calendar. So I'm going to go ahead and grab, we're going to use Rich Razzleberry ink. Rich Razzleberry is kind of a mix, but it's kind of a wine color. It's kind of a mix between, well, I don't know. It does just look like wine. I don't know what a razzleberry is. Is a razzleberry this color? Those of you that know your flora and fauna. Okay, this is a punch that punches both the plain oval. I'm trying to get this straight on here. Oh, I did pretty good. The plain oval and the scalloped oval. I think I put it away. Oh no, I kept it out. So it's this punch, and you get both of those. Both of those. By the way, if you order $50 or more and get the PDF tutorial, I will also include all the products I used, the numbers and the prices, so that when you look through a project, you know exactly what I used and what you need to make the project, if you want to make it exactly like I made it. Now, I'm using multiple stamp sets tonight, so you may not have all these stamp sets. The ones I'm using are new, and you might not even intend to buy all these stamp sets. So that said, that's why you have the PDF tutorial, because it has all the measurements, and then you can use what you do have and just improvise with what you do have. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put this. I didn't really want to cover up the wildflowers too much, so I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals here again. Just going to grab some. Hey Kelly, I think the colors are so pretty too. Of course, Rich Razzleberry's always been one of my favorites, and we haven't had it in the run, you know, most of our designer series papers lately. So I am happy to be working with it again. Okay, so maybe on this one, I could put this maybe about here. Let's put it about there. so it doesn't cover too many of the flowers. This is one of my favorite flowers. I love all the flowers on this paper. I really do. They're just so pretty. And then out of that die set, I did cut out, I wanted to just cut some of the flowers, so I did cut out one of the daisies. There's a stem actually in these dies, which I just noticed. I'm still learning my dies because it takes a while sometimes to get to know all the dies that you have. But look here, there's a stem for this flower or any of these other flowers, or for this flower. This is a flower. At first I thought maybe it was a greenery, but I think it would go on that stem. Anyway, you know, there's other flowers in here, and then the leaves, and you can just create flowers with just the dies if you want to. We are not going to get that fancy with these, because if this is something you want to make a lot of, you're just going to use the designer series paper as your inspiration and most of the wow in your project. I'm just going to stick that pretty close to the greeting just to kind of make a little group right there. And then we're going to take some of our In Color gems, our In Color opals, and as I said, I don't have, I'm trying to use up these, but I'm wondering if we need to get a new one out for the, well, maybe we'll use pink, no, purple. No, let's open a new one so we've got all the choices. I ordered more of these today because I'm giving them as a gift with orders, as part of the ordering special. So I've got more coming. Alrighty, let's go. I don't know, I think maybe yellow for this one, because we've got the yellow flowers. I'm going to take my take a pick tool, and I didn't really want to unscrew that. I think I'm going to grab, I think the pink is too pink. That would be okay though. Maybe not, because I think we will go with pink. I think it'll show up actually a little better than the yellow. And I mean, it's wildflowers, so everything's okay, right? I think so. And then we'll take another one here. This past weekend, so we were going to go to Colorado. My brother and his family are in Colorado. We pretty much there we go. It's not pretty. Pretty much every Christmas, we spend Christmas with them. We go out there. And then sometimes they come here for Thanksgiving too. Not this year, they didn't, but okay, I can't stamp. I need to think about what I'm doing here. I want to show you a little trick here. So we know that we want to keep the adhesive below this score line. So if you turn your, make sure I got this going the right way. Is that going the right way? Yep, it is. So if you turn your the piece over that you're putting adhesive on. Now I'm just going to use Stamp and Seal, but honestly I would probably, when I make these to send out, I'll probably use Stamp and Seal Plus. Stamp and Seal holds really well, but Stamp and Seal Plus holds better. So I'm just going to line this up. But did you see what I did there? I just put the adhesive, since I could tell exactly where my score line is, I stayed below it, and then you don't have to guess. So you just do that, and that's a helpful way on these kinds of cards to keep your adhesive where you need it to be. So okay, so this is going to set up like this. Let's go ahead and grab our calendar. I get these mini calendars from Tailored Expressions. It's tailoredexpressions.com. And I get them every year. These are the 2023 tear off calendars they're called. So we're going to go ahead and tear the top thing off, and then we can go ahead and put this on our card. Now I think I meant to, let's see if I've got, I meant to cut a rich raspberry out border for my calendar, and I didn't do it, so I'm going to grab some rich raspberry here real quick, and my paper trimmer, and These little calendars are like something like 2.5 by 3. Let me measure this. It's not quite. So 2 1/4 by 3. So then we'll want our mat to be 3 1/4. I might be out of the camera. 3 1/4 by 2 1/2. I'll come up here. 2 1/2. See me better? 2 1/2 like that. Okay, and then let's see if I got the measurements right for that. I think I did. Let's check it out. Yeah, there we go, just like that. Then here's another tip for this. Now this, I am going to use Stampin' Seal Plus for this guy because I want it to make sure and stay. Whoops, I got 2 calendars here. We don't want to use 2. Get the one where we already took the Tailored Expressions logo off. And then I'm going to use Stampin' Seal Plus because I really want this to stick to, I'm not going to redo this part at all. So I want to stick this down to my mat. And then here's what I want to show you. So we could stamp something else, a wildflower. Well, let's just do that. Let's stamp a wildflower on the inside of our card. That'll be pretty. Let's grab this one. I haven't used this one yet. You can see it's still stuck in my, still stuck to the rest of the rubber. Let me grab block. And then what I do with brand new stamps, you've probably seen me before, but I just grab emery board and I go over the top of it a little bit. This is with red rubber. If I'm using a photopolymer stamp, I use just a pencil eraser. Same thing. It's to get off that little coating that the stamp makers put in the molds so that the stamps come out cleanly. And let's grab our rich raspberry. And you just don't want anything between your stamp itself and the ink. You want the ink to make sure it's right up next to that. Okay, so this is going to be about here. So why don't we go ahead and put our flowers like right about here in the top. And then, you know, you still have some room to write a greeting to your friend or family member, whoever you're sending this to. And then we'll go ahead and pop this up. And what I've started to say about 3 times and never actually got it out, this is going to look like this. Make sense? Is when you put your calendar down, if you do something like this, you want to make sure that you put a lot of dimensionals down, because here's what happens. We're popping it up so that the easel part works. But the thing is that once this calendar gets down to, the reason we're using so many dimensionals is that when this calendar gets down to December of next year, that doesn't even seem possible, does it? Seems so far away, but you know, it'll be here. So we want, and I use my take your pick tool to take the backings off the dimensionals like this. It just goes a little faster. Okay, what we want to have happen is we don't want the easel not to work because we put the calendar flat thinking it will go up against here. But once you get down to, you know, November and December, there's not going to be much to hold. Does that make sense? To hold the calendar up, which is why to hold the front of the card up, which is why we're putting so many dimensionals down. So I'm just going to center this between the 2 sides, and then I'm going to come down maybe only about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom. There's a lot of shadows right now, so we can't see it super well. Oh, thanks, Kathy. I'm so glad you like it. Isn't it cute? And look how easy this is, you guys. You know, when you have this gorgeous paper, you could make, well, out of 1 pack of paper, you could make, this is measured 4, and then this is 5. So you would get 3 out of 1 piece of 12 by 12. So, I mean 6. I'm sorry, 6 out of one piece of 12 by 12, and you have two 12 by 12 papers. And you can, there's no limit to how many times you can get this paper if you really like it and you're putting in more than $50 orders. There's our calendar card. You can get more packs of it. And there's some other things that will work too. As I said, this other card, I don't know if you remember, this is that pattern where you have the oval of the flowers. And I used that one as well, only this time I put the calendar on front. I could have put the greeting on the front for this one, but here's your two. I don't know how well you can see that sitting up. Here's your two choices, or your two ideas. And so if you use your these wreaths, these oval wreaths, I can't speak, the oval wreaths, you'd have another 12 calendars, 12, or maybe, yeah, 12. So anyway, so there we go. I hope that's a good gift idea for you. I always like easy little things to give to people that aren't too expensive to send, but they're a sweet gift that you made yourself. And again, let me give you this again. So this is Tailored Expressions, tailored with the ED on it, tailoredexpressions.com if you're interested. They're very inexpensive. I order them every year. She has great customer service. She used to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and then she went into her own designs and her own company. But anyway, she does a great job with her business. Okay, that's card number 1. Now we're going to move on to card number 2. Oh, and I wanted to tell you too, I have a little prize, and this prize has one sheet of all of this designer series paper. So, and they're in card sizes, and then a set of the iridescent pearls basic jewels. This paper you can get with a $100 purchase. This is on page 14 of your mini catalog. Is Dandy Designs 12 by 12 160836. It's on page 14. And so I have I bought a lot of new supplies, and so I had enough to make some gifts like this. So I've cut up my paper of one of my packs, and these are those designs so you can see them. So here is, these are mostly stripes, plaids, squares, more stripes, more plaids. And I'll show you the other side in a minute. More squares. I just love the color combinations on these. I've worked with this paper quite a bit. Polka dots, wavy lines, more wavy lines in a different color. This is green and Bermuda Bay. This is fresh freesia, petal pink, or that might be pale papaya, and calypso coral. And then this one with the flowers. And then on the back sides of these, so you get 48 sheets. You get a whole bunch of paper. So this is the back. I love the green stripes. This is kind of just, can you see, it's a hexagon design in, I think that's Pool Party, I think. I don't swear to that. And here's blue dots, here's blue squares, here's some Mango Melody. We haven't seen that in designer paper for a while. Calypso Coral Stars, Fresh Freesia Flowers, Pale Papaya, that's on the back of that one. And then that same hexagon pattern in Petal Pink. And then the green one. And then yellow stars and with the flowers on the back. So that's your big pack of 12 by 12. It is 12 by 12 paper, and you get 48 sheets. So you get a whole bunch of paper. So as one of the prizes, I'm going to give away a sample of each of those papers and an embellishment. And the way you get this one is to share the video. So some of you have already shared it, but I mean your name goes into a drawing, I should say. Not everyone that shares is getting a gift packet, but everyone that shares their name will go into a drawing for the surprise gift packet. Okay, so now we've talked about that paper, so now we're going to make a card with that paper. Let's go ahead and we're going to start with Fresh Freesia. This is another fancy fold card. Yeah, Maggie. Hi, Barb. We're doing pretty well. We're doing better. We're getting better. Steve didn't have it as bad as I did. Steve, my husband had COVID too, for those of you who don't know who Steve is. We both had COVID, so I was in the hospital and he couldn't come see me, which is the first time I've ever been in the hospital that my husband couldn't come with me. So that was unsettling. But I had good care, and my sister-in-law came to see me, so that was good. I think that's the right size. Okay, so this is a piece of Fresh Freesia cardstock. It is 5.5 by 8.5, and I have scored this one 2 times as well. So this one is scored at 4 1/4 and 7 1/4. Okay, so we're gonna fold. Gosh, it looks like there's just a lot of little dings on this paper. There's a pencil mark, and then there's a my paper cutter it died actually. My Carl cutter, my big paper cutter, not my Stampin' Up! Trimmer. I cut that off. But the one that I cut multiple pieces of cardstock with for all my classes and all my gift, when I'm doing my gift card supplies, says thank you for my classes. We're going to fold this, and then we're going to fold this one back towards itself. And then we're going to take some of that cute paper. I just really love this combination of Fresh Freesia and Pale Papaya and Petal Pink. Couldn't think of it for a minute. This is going to go here. Let's go ahead and do that. We could use the purple flowers, but I'm going to stick with the Pale Papaya and the Fresh Freesia together. But Steve wasn't as sick as I was, but he still couldn't come see me because you can't come to the hospital with COVID, which I totally understood that, but I was so sick, and it was kind of scary. And oh well, we got past it. For the most part, I feel like I had good care. There was one night where I felt like I didn't, but all my caregivers were good, really. Everyone was good. And Steve, he just didn't get as sick as I did. I vomited quite a bit. Sorry, you probably don't want to hear all this. And because of that, it set off my heart. So, which I don't think I finished explaining to you. It's like you have all the signs of a heart attack. You have chest pain, your enzymes in your blood go up, indicating a heart attack. But it isn't a heart attack. What actually happens is, did you see I just folded that back on itself to just give a little bit of interest to the front of this? Let's go ahead and stamp the inside of our card, and then we're going to use one of the new stamp sets, Sale-a-bration stamp sets 2. This card uses all Sale-a-bration, I think. This is this adorable owl stamp set. We're going to use this. It is just the cutest. I think this will be probably the one that's the most popular. And we're going to use this tonight. But it's on page 4 of your Sale-a-bration catalog. And it's number 160269. Adorable owls. So, we're going to stamp the inside of this card before we do the outside. So, I did pull out, and I'll finish my story. I know I didn't finish it. I did pull out another stamp set. This is a new one in the mini catalog called Something Fancy, and I really like the font. I always like printing with script. I just think that's always really interesting. I pulled out the Happy Birthday because we're going to make this a birthday card. And then these are the dies. Look at all these dies that go, that they, first of all, they do, you know, they'll cut out those images, but look how versatile they are. These will go with so many stamp sets. So I'm really anxious. I've used them a little bit, but not too much. Just getting started with some of these things. But I did pull out the happy birthday for this card, but I wanted to show you where it came from. Okay, so this is the inside of our card. We're going to stamp Fresh Freezer Owl. And my ink in the top corner. Anyway, my heart, what happens is from any kind of shock, I shouldn't say any kind of shock to the body, you know, I was throwing up really hard and I had the dry heaves, and that triggered my heart to say, I don't really like this very much. I think I'm going to react to it. So we've got a cute little, isn't she cute? I'm going to say she because she's got eyelashes, but it could be a boy. So my heart gets stunned. It just, part of it just doesn't function. It's just a part of your heart. It's not my whole heart, but it's part of my heart, and it just quits. It just quits doing what it needs to do. It just becomes frozen. And so, you know, you get the chest pain because your body's trying to tell you something's wrong with your heart. It's not good. You probably need to go to the hospital. So that's why I landed up at the hospital, because of my heart, not so much the COVID. I didn't have respiratory distress or anything like that with the COVID. Okay, we're going to stamp. This is also from that stamp set. And I'm going to go a little bit to the, here, let's figure this out. I want to make sure I don't get my greeting on to where it's going to show. So that's about where this is going to go. So I'm going to be about right here with this. Get this straight. And anyway, so my heart, part of it gets frozen. And it doesn't work properly. And so your ejection fraction, which is a medical term for how well your heart is pumping, with this it goes way down, like about in half of what your normal heart, oh, I still need this, your normal heart would be beating. Is like 55, I think, is normal or close to normal. And we're going to put that happy birthday here. Hoot, hoot, you're so cute. Happy birthday. So that's what happens. And so you have to go to the hospital because you don't know 100% if you are having a heart attack. You know, the one time that you wouldn't go, maybe you are having a real heart attack and you don't want to take a chance with that. So my sister-in-law had to take me to the hospital because Steve, of course, couldn't. And, you know, they treat you with heart attack protocol until those enzymes in your blood start going back down to normal. They treat you as if you're having a heart attack. So that was my fun time in the hospital. You know, I'm just glad for good medical care, and I did have good care. But it was, you know, I wouldn't want to repeat it very soon. And then, I think because of the vomiting, I don't know, my sodium in my kidneys was too low. They wouldn't let me go home. I was feeling much better by the third day in the hospital. Whoops, we got a hair here. Let me do that again. But I'd lost so many fluids. I think what happened is it threw off my sodium in my kidneys, and then they had to treat that. I'm making it, oh shoot, what happened? Oh, for Pete's sakes. We got a boo-boo here. So these dimensionals, do yours go everywhere like mine do, or are mine extra special? Let me grab a tweezers. Where's my tweezers? No. Of course, I can't put my hands on them right now. Oh, let's just grab a tool. Trying not to get ink all over my hands. Okay, we're going to just restamp this little owl. Let's turn him over. Try that again. dimensionals, they land in my dog's beard. They land on my carpet upstairs, even though I work downstairs. They land on my house slippers, on my clothes. You know, that's what mine do. I don't know if yours do the same thing or I just have special ones. There we go. That's better. Anyway, by the second day, I realized I was going to have to be there a few days longer. So, you know, I just went to the hospital. I didn't take, you know, I just left. I didn't take stuff with me because, you know, if it was a heart attack, I didn't want to be messing around with it. So by about the second day, my sister-in-law brought up stuff. So she brought my iPad. She brought you know, some comfort things. So I have my iPad, and which I kind of live on my iPad anyway. All right, let's do some coloring. This is Fresh Freesia Dark. I can't actually remember what I used for this little guy. He's pretty easy to color because we're not going to color the whole owl. Now, if you want the whole owl colored, obviously it's going to take you a little bit longer, but of course it'll be super cute either way. But I'm using purple. You know, we're just going to have a purple and pale papaya owl, and then these beautiful eyes. I'll show you another card I made. I'll just grab it. I used this little owl in the same template for, oh, the cough, hang on, oh. I'm just reading your comments because I haven't been checking the comments. Let me show you my other one I made. So this one I made with a paper that's in the annual catalog. And then I made, this one's a boy, I think. So I made this one with green eyes. But this, you know, this paper had an owl in it and all the forest animals. So that was the first one I made with this. And then I thought, well, I want to use one of the new Sale-a-bration papers. So I thought, we'll just make a purple and pale papaya owl. That's okay because we're stamping and we can have artistic choices in stamping. We don't have to do it exactly like nature. And this doesn't look like an owl that's in nature anyway, right? Am I right? And then I took the let's see, the dark, if I got, no, this is pale papaya. I don't know if I told you it was petal pink or pale papaya, but this is dark pale papaya, yeah. I kind of went back and forth between petal pink markers and pale papaya. So both the colors are in the paper, so you can't go wrong with either one of those. And then I took the light pale papaya and I just colored the inside of the ears. Now, you know, this is quick coloring. This is kind of my kind of coloring because I'm not big on spending a whole lot of time coloring. But I thought it was enough coloring. I thought it's okay. It's okay. It's still cute. If you love to color, then this is perfect for you because you can color your owls any color you want to. So there's that guy. And I covered it up with that, and we're going to put him here because then you don't see the ink that comes through the back of the card. So I'm going to pretty much center this. Hey, Tiffany, it is a cute stamp set, isn't it? It's super cute. I'm kind of hooked on it. I'm going to put down 2 because I think it gives it just a little bit more stability. Or even 3 maybe. Let's do 3 over here. And then we're going to just kind of get this guy centered here. And then we do have a greeting for him. Let me get the greeting out. I know I keep calling it him, but you know what? I don't know if I don't think here we might have to do a little die cutting. I need to grab a die and some Fresh Freesia paper. I'm just going to walk away about 3 steps. And I just need a scrap of fresh freesia. I'm just going to actually just tear a little piece of cardstock I have here. And then we'll grab, oh, you guys, I have the new, so this is another surprise. This is the Boho Blue Stamp-A-Mini machine. And, well, these aren't the new, I didn't want to open up my new cutting plate, so I just pulled my old ones off of my, white machine. But this is a new In Color. We're getting a sneak peek of a new In Color. And this is something that new demonstrators can get as part of their starter kit. And then I don't know if you haven't seen these before, these fold up like this. It's very lightweight, but it's so pretty. I was really excited to get it and to have it to show people what they could get if they join Stampin' Up. I do have a very active team. We meet once a month. If you're not local, we meet both in person and on Zoom. We're going to stamp It's Your Day on this little card. And we have card swaps. We have prize patrol every month. We share our projects on a Facebook group, a private Facebook group. There we go. We got that pretty good. Anyway, if you're interested, let me know. It's $99, and then you get like 100. Should have written this down. I didn't. I was going to show paper, and I wasn't prepared to talk about the starter kit. So, but then you get like about $50 more than that. So I think you get like $150 worth of product for $99. And then you can add on the Boho Mini, either the white one or the, I need to keep track of this die, so I need to put it where I'm not going to lose it. You can add, I'm going to put this kind of next to his little feather there, his little wing, so it kind of looks like he's holding it. And then you can add on one of the mini machines, either the white one or the blue one, for just half price. So that's the great deal that's going on right now. There's no obligation with Stampin' Up! Either. If you just buy the starter kit and don't continue with it, there's nothing bad that happens. You just don't continue to get your 20% discount once you quit purchasing. Okay, there you go. Then let's go ahead and, I don't even know where I'm getting, it seems like I get going really good on my first card, and then everything kind of gets discombobulated. I think I had ribbon on my sample, but can't find my sample. So, just gonna grab some ribbon. Hang on a second. I don't know. As soon as I'm not looking for it, it'll disappear. So what I do in my craft room when I can't find something I know I just had is I just start putting things away. Obviously on Facebook Live, I'm not going to start putting things away. But this is the open weave, Fresh Freesia open weave ribbon. I love this ribbon. It's so pretty. It's easy to tie, and it's just... So I guess for now, for sure, we've got a girl card because, let's see, maybe over there we'll put this. Because we're putting Fresh Freesia, I probably would give it to a girl. Because it's kind of this light purple, which is one of my favorite colors. But let's just go down here, okay? Oh, and we've got to put some gems on this one. So let's see here, what color? I do have some purple ones left on this other card, so let's grab some purple ones. I'm gonna go over here. Thank you, Maggie. Thanks, Kathy. Let's see, let's do a little one instead of another big one. I really like these gems. They're sparkly, and they have a little sparkle in them, and then they're a little bit iridescent. But I digress. Put one down here. There's your little owl card, guys. And this is adorable owls. It's such, and so everything here is made with the stamps and the paper are all free items that you can get with a $50 order during celebration. I think this one is going to be very, very popular. It might actually, I guess I didn't put ribbon on my sample. Here it is. I found it. But anyway, if you want this, I would get this right away. Honestly, I'm not saying that just because I sell Stampin' Up! Products. I'm saying that because I really believe this will go unavailable. It'll be one of the first ones. That doesn't mean they won't bring it back. If they do have enough time during celebration when it runs out, they will reorder it and make more. But just to be safe, you should get the things that you really want right away during celebration because, you know, we're still suffering with issues left over from COVID. Okay, now we're gonna use a paper that, I'll be honest, I wasn't super excited about. I just couldn't picture it. So it's called Favorful Flowers, something like that. Favored Flowers. It's on page 11. And here it's up here in its corner. It's 160833. And these are the samples they made with it. They did make some really pretty samples. But again, designer series paper is just so hard to actually see if it's pretty. But now I've been working at it and with it, and I just really love it. So it has all these flowers, and the black background actually really makes the flowers and the leaves just pop off the paper. So we've got colors of Calypso Coral, Petal Pink, Fresh Freesia. I think this is Evening Evergreen. It looks like Old Olive. Those are the flower sides, and then the other sides are, again, Stampin' Up! Does such a beautiful job with this, and they give us some more muted patterns on the back side. So that's the back side of this paper, and we're going to make a card of this. This is Petal Pink. This is just going to be a regular fold card. This is not a fancy fold like the first two. But it's a simple, easy, sweet layout card that anybody can do. And it won't take you an hour to make one card. So we're going to take a strip of designer paper, the Favored Flowers designer paper. And it is 2 by 5 1/4. Pam, you weren't excited about it either. I know it was so hard for me to imagine creating with it. I don't know why. It just didn't. I think the black background, I just wasn't sure about that. But now that I have it, I'm really enjoying it. And I love Petal Pink. It's one of my favorite colors anyway. So we're going to... You guys, I don't know if you can hear my puppy in the background, but my husband is supposed to be taking care of Brady, and Dad's upstairs and Brady's down here, and he's fussing because he wants to go out, so I might have to step away for a quick minute. Steve's up doing dishes or something. I know I should be appreciating he's doing dishes, but I'm like, you're supposed to be taking care of our dog, who is now asking me. See, Brady won't go up and ask his dad to let him out. He comes to his mom. And that's what's happening right now. Okay, we're going to center this. Okay, can you hear the whining? I'm going to let him out. Hang on. There we go. Come right back. I'm so sorry. You know, it's just... So wait, you know, it's Facebook Live, so it's, you know, this is real life. Okay, so I've got some other things already die cut here. I've got the greeting. We're going to take a greeting from this stamp set. What did I use? Oh, this stamp set, you guys. So this is another celebration choice. It's called Sending Support, and it's about encouragement, encouraging people. It's, you know, good luck. It's okay not to feel okay. Some days are harder than others. I chose sending thoughts and prayers. So we're going to, I've already die cut. This is dye out of the Stylish Shapes dies. Hi, Mary. Your dog did the same thing, Pam. Came to you instead of anybody else in the house. Sending love and prayers. Loving thoughts and prayers. I bet you can think of at least 2 or 3 people that could use a card like this right now. I can. I just feel like we need a lot of people are going through stuff, you know, just stuff. Oh, and I've been praying for that young man, Damar Hamlin, I think is his name. He was played in the Monday Night Football and he got hit, a bad tackle, and he stopped breathing. It was an emergency. You probably have seen that or heard that, but I did think of his family, actually, when I first made this card. They're going through a lot, I know, right now. He's improving. It sounds like the news reports say he's improving. Now, what I did for this one, let me show you my sample card. Steve? Steve! You can't hear me because the water's running and I don't know where Brady is, but you know what? He's going to have to go find him. All right, so, oh, where's my sample? That's what I was going to get you. So, I cut my, let me get the paper out. I cut my flowers right out of the paper. So, you know, you have this double flower and then this one, but I went ahead and I did already fussy cut this one. This is the first one I made, and then this one, I think this will work well. If we don't think it works, I think that'll be all right. I'll just do it like that. Okay, let's try it. This has actually a matching stamp set too. I forgot to mention that. I don't have it yet. I did order it today, actually. I put in an order today. And I ordered it. I'll show it to you in the catalog. Let's see how we're going to arrange this. Let's do kind of like... I think that'll work. You could, I'm not going to take the time to do it, but you could cut this flower out and kind of nestle it in closer to this one with dimensionals, and that would work too. But I don't want to take the time on Facebook Live because, you know, we're going long tonight because we're making multiple projects. So I'm trying to save as much time as I can. Okay, let's go like that, and then let's pull some of our gems out. Remember, if you put in a $75 order, you get all the supplies for all these cards. You get the PDF file. You get the, let's see, I think I'm going to use green, light green. Oh, this is going to be a little bit different. Let's see. Than my first one. That's too little. Let's get the bigger one. And you get a set of these gems if you order $75 or more. If you order $35 or more, you get all the card supplies. And then at $50, you get a celebration item, and you get the card supplies, and you get, let's put a gem up here, the PDF. See, we probably need more. You can't have too much bling. Is Diane watching? Diane Lundberg, she's big on adding a lot of bling. Okay, there's our 2 cards. Add up the favored flowers paper. So both a little bit different, but I think they're both turned out pretty. Oh my gosh, Kathy, did you guys just read Kathy Vaverka's comment? She said that Damar opened his eyes, moved his hands and feet, and asked, did we win? That's such good news. I hadn't seen that. Thanks for sharing that. That is excellent news. I've been praying a lot for him. Okay, are you up for one more? If you are, I know if you're watching replay, you can stop and go to the bathroom or take a break. Or you can also come back and watch replay if you want to. I think we'll go ahead with our last card. So I'm going to use this stamp set because, again, it's another set of paper that's in the annual catalog. And, okay, my little dog is back. I'm going to let him in. So sorry, guys. Okay, this, when I looked through the Sale-a-bration catalog, I went, oh my gosh, I have to get that. It was one of the first things I got, even over the dainty flowers and the dandy designs. It's on page 8. It's called Day at the Farm. And again, it's kind of hard to see, so let me show you the paper. So there's all these farm scenes. It will be easier for you to see the big sheets maybe. But here's ducks and chickens and windmills. And here's, I love this one. This has all the farm scenes just on cherry cobbler and white. This one I used on a swap card. I'll show you my swap card. And then this one, the dies from the stamp set actually cut out these animals. So, and the flowers and the little greenery. So the dies cut out all that. And I'll show you the back of these. They incorporate balmy blue in some of these. And then, again, a stripe. I really love this. This kind of looks like the highway or maybe even crops. Chicken coop, chicken wire. This is kind of like tire tread. And then another plaid, which I love. And then this hill, scene of hills and all the farm ground. So we're gonna, my last project is with this. So I do want to show you a couple of things. So I mentioned my swap card. Let me pull it out. So this was my swap card. And I had to make 21 of these. So what I did is I just die cut 2 at a time without stamping first. 2 barns, 2 of the hay bales, 2 of the trees. And then I inked them all at once. Then, you know, I die cut them out of here. And then I could go faster, because if you can cut 2 at a time, die cutting, and you're not trying to arrange it and look at it, it just goes so much faster. So even then, there was a lot of detail on that card. We're going to do a little bit of that today, but not as much as I did for mine. So I've already got everything die cut for you to see. And we're just going to do the little, oh, I might not have the cloud. That's okay. And we're not using the tree. So this is the hay bale. We're going to go ahead and put this in here, and then the barn. And to save coloring on my swap card, I just used colored paper, but we're going to do a little coloring tonight so I can show you. This is a pretty, you know, there's a lot of detail on this card, but it's not a really laborious card. I'll show you. We'll get it made. So we're doing these guys. And, okay, that turned out pretty good. This is called a Stamparatus. If you're not familiar with this, this is a great tool for accurate stamping. This is only one thing you can do with it. You can do a lot of things with it. Then we also do need a cloud, which I didn't do ahead of time. So I'm going to grab the crumb cake ink, and we are going to close up my black before I have a catastrophe and open up my crumb cake. Then I think this is the only thing we have to die cut, and I'm going to do my little cloud here in crumb cake. Not blue. I have a craft tag on this card, so I didn't do blue, and I think the crumb cake actually works okay. So let's get the stamp set out of the way. And then the dies are, where are the dies? And here are the dies. Look at all these dies. So here are there's the barn and the hay bale. And then there's these there's animals. Like these are the trees. I was on my first card. So there's clouds, there's pigs, there's cows, there's 2 cows, there's bunnies, there's ducks, there's geese, and then hillsides. And then all these images, I mean, all these open dies, they cut out, you know, the images in the stamp set. So I live in Nebraska. So, you know, south of me and north of me, and actually east and west of me, are a lot of farms. I have 2 brothers-in-law that farm. We don't. Steve doesn't. And you don't have to farm in order to enjoy making farm scenes. I mean, it's just part of our heritage of our country, being part of our country. All right, let me grab, I don't know where everything is here because I wasn't planning on die cutting anything else. I kind of forgot about these little clouds, but we need the clouds in our farm scene, so we're going to go ahead, keep track of those 2 guys. And then we'll grab the cloud die. I think this one is it. And, you know, if you want to put washi tape down or a Post-it note, you certainly can. I should have gotten out my new plates that came with this because you can't really see anything. I just didn't take the time, but I will for the next time because they're bright and shiny and clear and you can see everything really well. I think that's all we have to die cut now. We do have to do just a little coloring. And we'll put the die away so we don't lose it. And then let me grab some pens. And let's go ahead and do some coloring. So I have a mix of Stampin' Right markers, which are these. And these are water-based markers, and we have these in every single color that we have in Stampin' Up. These are alcohol markers. And you use them with Memento ink. You don't use these with Memento ink because Memento is water-based and these are water-based, and so you'll have a runny mess. I will confess sometimes I do actually use Memento and my Stampin' Right markers, but I also know to be really careful and not color too long over Memento ink. So we're going to color this barn in Cherry Cobbler. This is Cherry Cobbler Light, and I'm not going to be too fussy with the coloring here. This barn might be weathered, so it maybe needs some new paint. When I'm on my own stamping, I take a little more time, but for Facebook Live, I'm going to try and get this done pretty fast. So we won't do a lot of shading and that kind of stuff. But you could. If you like to color, then this is another good set for you. Okay, so that's our Cherry Cobbler. I'm going to take So Saffron. Excuse me. So Saffron. Oh, the coughing. Hopefully it doesn't start. and just do the windows. And then I'm also going to do the hay bale. And I like to use the bullet end of my marker. The paintbrush end is just kind of soft and it's kind of hard to control. I wish it was firm like the bullet end, but anyway, that's what I choose. I like to use it better. If I'm coloring a really big area, sometimes I will use the brush tip, but not very often. Okay, I'm just putting, this is supposed to be dark saffron, but it's not very dark. Just to give a little more color to our hay bale. Okay, good enough. We'll do the barn doors in, I don't want to lose my cloud. We'll do the barn doors in crumb cake. This is crumb cake light. Right here. Then I'll take my crumb cake dark. Now this set does have, as I showed you, a lot of those animals that you just die cut. You don't die cut and color. There are some animals, there's a cow and there's a chicken, and there might be other ones that you stamp and die cut. Okay, there's our barn, there's our hay bale. Now we have a little more coloring to do with these two, and I'll show you what we're going to do with those. So we're going to pull out, okay, I already did this because I didn't want to, oh shoot, we've got a little more die cutting to do. Well, it won't take long. Okay, so here's all our bits and pieces for this card. And I've got two pigs die cut. There are two pig dies, and I've got a goose. We're going to put these all on our farm scene. But what we're going to do first is we're going to put a little bit of detail on our, I have to look at my sample here to see what I'm doing. One piggy goes this way, one piggy goes that way. So, oops, nope, this way. So I'm going to take my black Sale-a-bration marker, the little tiny end. See how fine that is? And then I'm just going to put a little eye on the little piggy. Okay? Just, there is actually in the die, oh, that doesn't look very good. That doesn't even look like an eye. Okay, you know what? This pig, both of these pigs are going to go the same direction. That's much better. Okay, and then the little goose, I'm going to put an eye there. And there is, the die actually does put in the eyes. It puts a little dent there, but you can't really see them very much. So I wanted to put some marker there. Then I'm also taking my pumpkin pie, and then on this little guy, let's see if I can get situated here. I know this is really tiny. I'm sure you probably can't see me very well. I'm just going to go across his beak and then his feet, like so. So we get a little bit of definition to our farm animals. All right, then we're going to grab, let me put that aside, kind of gathering all my animals. And let's go ahead and stamp some hills. So I'm going to take my, this is our hill stamp. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to take crumb cake. On my first one, I did soft suede, and I thought it was too dark. And I'm going to just alter this. I'm going to start maybe a third of the way down on my tag, like there. Well, that's not going to be dark enough, is it? Let's see what happens here. That's a little bit better. Maybe should have stuck with crumb cake. I guess it does show up in the video kind of like this, and I'm just alternating my hills so that they don't all look exactly the same, like that. Okay, so there's our hillside. Then we have to do one more die cutting, and I did want to give you a little heads up on this. So this is a piece of basic black cardstock, and I have put on the back of it some of our adhesive sheets. So these are adhesive sheets that I just cut up. And the reason I have them spaced apart is because it's easier to unpeel them if you put a little space between what you're die cutting. Okay, so let me grab my, let's go back to our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, our mini boho machine, boho blue, and our very scratched up cutting pads. And then I will get out the die for the windmill. Grab that out of here. This guy. Then, the way I've done this, I know that when I put this down, I'm going to have a break between the black cardstock. Now let me go ahead and get my top plate, and we'll die cut this and go back once over it just to make sure. Yeah, that cut pretty well, so that's good. All right, we're done with this. Now when we're ready to put this windmill down, you'll see that having that little break in the cardstock, in the adhesive sheet, makes it much easier to pull off the adhesive. You could put this down with a fine tip glue pen, but it's pretty tiny. So I chose to put it with adhesive backing. Okay, so there's that. All right, we are ready, my friends, to make this card. So there's a lot of bits and pieces to this. If you love detail, this might be the stamp set for you. The paper, I just love the paper. And this is one of my favorite designs in the paper. All these little vegetables on kind of a dark gray background. I just love this paper. So we're going to go ahead and it's got the yellow stripe on the back. Don't you hate it when you have to put adhesive on one side and cover it up and you like both sides of it? That's always a sad thing. Put this here. This is a strip. This is 4 by 5 1/4. This is probably 1 1/2 by 4. Yep, 1 1/2 by 4. So on this one, we're going to use both sides of the paper. So that's good. I'm going to put it towards the bottom. Let's go ahead and make our scene, farm scene here. We will start with the windmill. So because there's a little break in the adhesive sheet, it makes it so much easier to get up under this. I hope this is helpful. A helpful tip for you. I just find it much easier because it's just easier. The adhesive backing comes up easier when you can get between the cardstock and the adhesive backing. Okay, so we're going to put this over on our heel right here. Then we're just going to we're going to actually just put this down with adhesive. You could use a mini glue dot or you could pop it up, but I'm trying to get things done so that you can get on with your life, your evening. And if you're watching on YouTube, I will upload this video to YouTube. I would love to have you subscribe to my channel if you're finding this video helpful or enjoyable. And if you'd like to see further videos, just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And then you'll see upcoming videos. I haven't posted on YouTube for several weeks because, again, I was pretty ill. And I haven't done anything for several weeks. Hardly anything at all. So my Facebook people can keep track of me. By the way, if you are watching on YouTube, there are links to my Facebook groups. My creative stamping group, Create with Joey Stampers group, and my Create with Joey page, which is my business page. I post a lot of tips and just post. I try to post funny things. You know, life needs to be a little bit fun sometimes. Okay, this piggy's going to go about here. This one's going to be up closer to the barn. Just going to put him on. He needs to be on the ground though, don't you think? So let's get him on the ground right there. And then our little goose, I'm going to put a dimensional on her. Put that there. I'm using mini dimensionals for these guys. And then, Pam, you were a farm girl growing up, so you've had some experience with this, with all these little critters. I have no farm experience. I grew up in Denver, Colorado, in a suburb of Denver. So look how cute that is. So, you know, if you're patient and you enjoy detail like this, this is a great stamp set for you. So we're going to go ahead and let's pop it up with some dimensionals. I don't know what it is about Facebook Live. I can't keep track of my stuff, and it's all very organized when I begin. I'm trying to put these dimensionals where there aren't any on the front. Here they are. Just because then it gets bulky to mail it, so. But I want my tag to be secure on my card, so I'm just going to go ahead and take all these little backings off. We're just about done with this one, you guys. And then we have a little stamping to do yet to put our greeting on it. So let's go ahead and go maybe about there. I think I might lift this up. Sometimes if you get it early enough and you pull gently, you can move things around a little bit. Just have to pull gently, because if it rips your pattern paper, then you're kind of stuck. Okay, so let's go. That's better. I like that better. Let's go there. And then we're going to make a little greeting here. I have a lot of strips that are 1/2 inch from when I prep my card classes and my class kits going out. And so I save them. I didn't used to save them, but I found that I'm using a lot more of these little greetings. You love Putsy cards? Oh, Diane, this is for you. Diane, you live in the country, don't you? Does your family have a farm, or is it, let's see, where do I want this? I know you live, I'm pretty sure you live in the country. I'm going to put this over here. Oh, let's see. No, I'm going to go about here. This is Cherry Cobbler ink. This is a greeting that's in the stamp set. Everything you're seeing here is in the stamp set. Okay, this is a good stamp set to have good tweezers for too. And take your pick tool so you can handle all these little things and pick them up easily with your putty end. So if you don't have one of those, it would be good to add that to your celebration order. Okay, I didn't cut this any specific length. It's just 1/2 inch because I'm going to tuck this in here like so. And you know, I do like to make, I shouldn't say I don't like to work with putsy things. Sometimes I do. It all depends on how much time I have. Which I usually don't have very much time. But I do like to create scenes. Like I have a lot of fun creating this little farm scene. So I'm just going to line this up, and I'm just going to cut this with my scissors to kind of line up here. Like so. There we go. Nothing too fancy with that. Then let's go ahead and put on a bow. I use this, what is this called? Window pane check ribbon. It's Evening Evergreen, or is it? I think so. Evening Evergreen. This sometimes is just the right touch, this ribbon. I don't want too big of a bow because this could, I think you could still give this to a man. I would still give this to one of my brothers-in-law or my brother, even though it has a bow, because it's not a feminine bow. It is a bow, but it's not super feminine. Make it a little bit smaller here. And if you, as I said, if you like little details, there's no end to what you can do with this stamp set, because there's little animal, there's all kinds of little animals. There's even that tiny bunny that I showed you when I was showing you the dies. I mean, come on, it's super cute. But again, you need the right tool, so you need to make sure you have a take your pick tool. And you need some tweezers to work with. But I thought this was so cute. I got the basis of this card I got from my friend Erica Serwin, from a class. I was part of an event that she was part of a couple weekends ago, and I got the basic idea from something she showed, and then I made it my own, but I just really like it. Okay, now we're gonna put a paper on the inside, and we're going to do a little more of our farm scene for the inside. So let me grab the inside of our card, which I think this is the right size. Yeah, that's the right size. Now let's put some grass in it. I'm gonna grab, let's see, what color green? I think just garden green. I'll grab garden green ink on this. And thanks you guys for sticking with me on our farm. My husband has never lived any place but our farm. I think you told me that, Diane, that's been his home all of his life. Okay, so we're just going to put some little grass. Again, another cute little stamp that's just going to add so much to your farm animals. And then I've got a little chicken here. We're going to make her crumb cake. Why do I call certain animals her and certain animals him? I have no idea. I've had both girl and boy dogs. I had kitties when I was growing up, but when I got older, maybe we'll have 2 chickens. Or maybe 3. We've got a little flock of chickens in our barnyard. Okay, so we had to have them in grass, though. You can't have chickens hanging in the air. So there's our little chickens, and then we want a little greeting, thinking happy thoughts of you. Let's go back to our cherry cobbler for this one. Thanks you guys for staying with me. I am really grateful that you're still watching. And I know some people probably had to drop out. They're like, I don't have an hour to watch Joey make cards. But that's the nice thing about Facebook Live. You know, it stays up on Facebook or on YouTube. You can always go to YouTube and find my Facebook Live videos, because I just upload them straight to YouTube. That's a little crooked, but we're going to go with it. And this is from the stamp set too. That little saying is from the stamp set. And then we're just going to go ahead and put this guy in here. Okay. Alrighty. There we go. And there is our pretty detailed, more detailed than I usually do on Facebook Live, our farm card. And I don't think we'll put any gems on the farm. I think we'll leave this like it might be suitable to give to a gentleman friend or family member. And there's our card. So there's our 4 cards. If you stuck with me all this time, you need to put, I'm still here, and I'm going to give you another ticket in the drawing for the prize giveaway. So that is if you shared the video. Make sure you shared the video, because that's how you get your first ticket for the prize. And here's all of our cards. Do you have a favorite? What is your favorite? I'd like to know which one you like the best. This, let's just say farmyard, owl, This is favored flowers, or you could put the petal pink flowers. And this one is dainty flowers. So we got 2 flowers. This is favored flowers, or just put petal pink. And this is dainty flowers with wildflowers, or you could put wildflowers. Oh, Tiffany, you like the put I'm still here, so I give you an extra. Who said they love the cards? I'm trying to say Pam. Oh, Pam, I didn't see you were on. Thank you. Thanks, Judy. Thanks you guys for staying. That was so sweet. Dainty flowers is your favorite one, huh, Kathy? Kay likes everything. Tiffany is still here. Okay, that's excellent, you guys. And if you're watching on YouTube, you leave a comment, and I will get you. If you get your name in before. Okay, today is January 5th. The last day for the special, I didn't even tell you guys that. So it'll be Sunday night. This coming Sunday. So today is January 5th through. Let's see, tonight's Thursday, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th through 8th. That's those are the specials I'm offering, where you can get the parts for these cards, the supplies for these cards. I'll even send with you a calendar. I'll include that so you get a chance to make that the way it is, even if I have to order more. I did order several packages, but okay, this host code by this date, and then you'll get in on getting supplies for these cards and the PDF file if your order's 50 or more. You'll get a celebration if your order's 50 or more. But in order to get the card supplies, you just need $35, a $35 order with this host code. Okay, my friends, it was so good to spend some time with you. Let me pull you up. Let me see if there's any more comments. Hi, Robin. Oh, just watch the replay. That'll be perfect. Yeah, perfect. Okay, YouTube channel. All right, you guys, good question, Kathy. So on YouTube, it's my name. It's Joey. I'm putting it in the comments. Thank you for all the hearts. Joey Evans, it's my Facebook name. It has my maiden name, Hartman. And then if you put Stampin', thank you for the hearts, you guys. Stampin' Up. That's how you'll find me on YouTube. So I put it in the comment. Thanks, Kelly. I'm glad I'm back too, Diane. Thank you. And I can tell. I know, Kathy, I don't have it under Create with Joey. Kathy's saying she looked for me on YouTube under Create with Joey, and you won't find me. And that's because earlier on, when I first set up my YouTube channel, I wasn't doing Stampin' Up! For a business. And so I need to change it. And I actually have tried to change it, and for some reason it still doesn't recognize me. But I'm working on it. I'm working with a social marketing person. She's going to help me get all that changed. But right now you can find me at Joey Evans Hartman, Stampin' Up! And you'll find me that way. Alrighty? Okay, let me bring you up. Thanks so much. It was good to spend time with you. So good. I have really missed stamping. I've missed feeling well enough to stamp. And I miss my friends. I just feel like we're friends, that we are getting to know each other. And even if it's the first time you've watched, I consider you my friend. Thank you for being here so much. And I hope to see you next week. Oh, next week. So here's the thing. Tuesday night I have a team meeting, and Thursday night is my in-person online party, my in-person new catalog party. So tonight was my online party, and then next Thursday night is my in-person party. So I won't be live Wednesday night, but I will be. My plan is to be live at 12:30. Let's do this. Let's write this down. 12:30 Central Time next Wednesday. So it'll still be Wednesday. Trying to find my marker here. So 12:30. I'm going to put this up. If you're visual like me, you need to see it. So next Thursday. Oh, it's backwards in the screen. That's not going to help you. I can fix that though too so it goes straight. Hang on. Okay, next Thursday, here, we'll switch this. 12:30 p.m. Central Time. Create with Joy, same page, but not Wednesday night. So if you're looking for me Wednesday night, you will have missed me. So just go down my page and find the video, or go to my YouTube channel, Joey Evans Hartman, Stampin' Up. All right, my dear friends, thanks so much. I'm really glad. Kathy, you like the calendar easel the best. It is a really good one, and it's simple, it's fast, and it's beautiful, and what more can you want? Okay, my dear friends, thanks so much. We'll see you next time, I hope. Bye-bye.